All right, good morning, folks. Today I'm actually going to be milling these two tables that I designed in SketchUp. You can see them right here. We're going to be milling them out on our ShopBot here. So each of these tables takes 2 sheets of plywood, making 2 tables, so we'll mill out 4 sheets, cut out all the pieces, and then we're going to go over some of the other woodworking tools here in the shop and kind of finish the edges and glue everything up. So check it out.
I brought my SketchUp model into Aspire, prepared my tool paths, and then sent everything to the machine for milling. And here we are milling out the first sheet.
All right, so we got everything cut out. I'm just going to take the good old chisel and dead blow mallet and go bust out some tabs and pull all these parts out.
So a lot of these smaller parts, when you mill them on the CNC, you don't want them to fly out when you're milling. And even though I've got a vacuum system on this setup, put little tabs in here so that when the CNC cuts them, it kind of holds them in place. And what I like to do at the end, you can sand these off, but I actually like to use a flush trim router bit. So it's got this little bearing here and a little spinning blade, and you just put it up and it mills all the little tabs right off. And anything that's kind of skinny, like the legs, or definitely these smaller bits here, I'll put tabs in. And it looks like a lot of work, but you can actually go through a table like this in about 15 minutes. It's pretty quick to mill these things all off. So we'll go ahead and do that now. We're going to take all these parts here and mill off all the little tabs on this router table.
So here I've got all these parts clamped and glued, just waiting to dry. And once they're dry, I throw them all in the sawhorse here, and I take a round over bit and a router. And I just go around the edge and soften up all the edges that are exposed. And this makes it nice. It's smoother to the touch, and makes it so you don't have any sharp edges for people to kick with their feet and kick the veneer off. Here I am laminating up the legs. So the X legs in the end are actually made with overlapping pieces. And the dowels keep everything lined up and together, so you can actually make a pretty large X out of a much smaller piece of wood. Now it's on to assembly. This is pretty simple. You just take the X's, set them up, uh, and then take your bolts and your threaded inserts and put them in and tighten everything down. Next, we put on the top stretchers and put the bolts in place to hold in the wire tray and the little clips to hold down the top. Drop in our wire tray and then fasten the top. And you've got a super sturdy, super strong workbench or raised bar or standing desk. Pretty simple to mill, pretty simple to put together, and I hope you enjoy doing the same. Thanks for watching.